Hello and welcome. Today we'll be doing a Kriya for tolerance. It's coming to you straight from Miami, Key Biscayne, with all these beautiful palm trees. There's a lot of wind blowing, as you'll be able to tell from the video. And I'm just flipping straight to the page in my Kundalini Kriya manual. So the first step for this Kriya will be to sit cross-legged in easy pose. So you'll just really need a mat for this, nothing more. And we are going to be doing bear hands, bear grip hands. So you're going to be holding your hands as I'm doing right now, the palm facing down. And you're just going to be pressing your hands right into your belly button. You're going to be pressing firmly into your belly button each time you exhale completely. Then you're going to hold your breath for 7 to 8 seconds. And you're going to continue this cycle for 3 minutes. And I'm starting the timer now, so you can go ahead and begin. So again, you're going to exhale completely, inhale, and then hold in the breath for 7 to 8 seconds. And that's it. And you continue, you keep going for 3 minutes. And the reason why I was flipping through the Kriya manual is that Kriyas are a very specific set of exercises. You can't just make them up. There's a reason why they're held for a certain number of minutes. There's a reason why they're in that specific pattern or order. And in fact, this manual pulls straight from the teachings of Yogi Bhajan. Also, during this video, you will see people passing in front of me, passing behind me, staring, probably very amused as to what I'm doing. And I took the original audio off, but a lot of people were blaring really loud music or yelling as soon as they passed me. But since this is a Kriya for tolerance, it was just perfect. It just tested the efficacy of this Kriya out even more. Also, you might occasionally see me peeking at my phone. I'll just be checking the timer every now and then to see where we're at. In fact, you guys have about 1 more minute and a half, so we're about halfway there. You are doing great so far. Just keep it up, follow my voice. I'll be guiding you throughout this whole thing. Another thing I did want to mention is that if you do happen to decide to do this Kriya somewhere in public or around other people, whether you know them or not, these sorts of exercises, since you might be doing strange movements or movements that are considered strange to the large majority of people, it's also a good test for your ego to kind of just let go of any of those judgmental thoughts. We've got about 30 more seconds here, and just keep going with the complete exhale, inhaling, holding for 7 to 8 seconds, and then repeating. And you can go ahead and release. Great job. Go back to your normal breathing. Our next step is going to be to sit on our heels, and we're going to lift our arms up over our head with our palms touching. We're gonna go ahead and suck our belly button in when we repeat Sat, either in our head or out loud. And we're going to relax the belly button out when we repeat Nam, and we're doing that for 3 minutes as well. So I'm starting the timer here, and go ahead and begin. Remember, inhale Sat, exhale Nam. Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam, Sat, nam, either out loud or in your head. And you can do it at your own pace, faster, slower than me. You can follow the video. You can kind of see my belly going in and out. And I was also trying to keep my eye on the clock, so I ended up slowing down a little bit. And just so you know, sat means truth and nam means to call upon or to identify with. So by repeating sat nam, you're basically saying that you are truth, you identify with truth, or that you call upon the truth. And Sanskrit is a very powerful language for this reason, because all of its words mean something powerful. They're all devotions to God. It's not a language for communication, it's a language for devotion. If you prefer another term for it, the universe, Mother Nature, your higher self, truth, really. That's the essence of it, and that's what you're repeating right now. And that's what you're calling upon right now. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam. About a minute and a half to go here. Again, if you see me moving in the video, it's just me continuously checking the timer. But you keep going, listen to my voice. My voice will be the one to tell you when the 3 minutes are up. And I know this can get very tiring for the arms, so again, you are doing a great job, whether it's resisting the urge to give up, or whether it's not letting your ego's voice prevail, telling you that what you're doing is silly or that it's useless, and just tuning into the truth. Sat Nam. You have about 30 more seconds here. So, got this. Almost done. You can feel your arms burning. Just know that that's energy moving through you. Necessary energy to create more tolerance in your life. All these meanings, the way we hold our hands, the way we're breathing, the chants, they all have a reason for being in this Kriya, because they have an energetic and symbolic significance. And you can go ahead and relax your arms, bring them back down, and you can shake them out a little bit. I know mine were feeling it after those 3 minutes. Moving on to step 3. We're going to be sitting on our bottom, and our hands are going to come back behind our back with our fingertips facing towards our back. And then we're going to go ahead and lift our legs up about 60 degrees with our feet pointed. Trust me, this will help you keep that shape. And while we're maintaining this position for 2 minutes, 2 straight minutes, we're going to be doing breath of fire. So that's a forceful inhale and exhale. As you can see here, 2 minutes of that. So I've set the timer. Go ahead and lift your legs up and begin. Now for this breath of fire, while you're forcefully inhaling and exhaling, though I know it can be difficult in this position, when you're inhaling, you're snapping the belly button back, and when you're exhaling, you're pushing the belly button out, just like you did while you were sitting in easy pose for the first step, in and out with the belly button. So it would sound something like this. And again, the breathing can be at your own pace. It can be faster, it can be slower. And I know this is a tough one. This is a tough one for the legs, a tough one for the abs, a tough one because you're trying to breathe in this position. But again, by doing Kriyas, we're trying to get energy to move in a certain way. And especially for tolerance, what that usually means is trying to put our anger aside, trying to put our pride aside. And if you think about it, you really got to burn up a lot of energy to release those emotions. Those are some strong emotions. So we're doing some strong poses here. And keep it up. Keep going strong, because the good news is that you got this. You are a freaking warrior, and we are less than 30 seconds away from being able to relax and put our legs down and just really feel that energy moving through you. Feel how strong you are. Feel how much you can really tolerate. 10 more seconds. You got it, you got it, you got it. Keep it up. We're almost there. We're almost at the finish line. And again, if you see me put down my legs, don't copy that. I'm just checking the timer to make sure I don't make you guys hold any longer than necessary, but 2 minutes seems to be the magic number. And go ahead and release. Oof. I know that was a tough one, but you guys did great. And there's part 2 to this third step, and you're just going to be sitting in easy pose, and literally for the next minute you're going to be doing a nice loud belly laugh. So what that sounds like is just like and I it's a forced laugh, and I hope that my forced laugh right now can set you guys off to just some natural laughter. I know I felt silly doing this by myself out loud on the beach. And again, this is one of those moments where you just have to set your ego aside and be like, okay, I might look crazy, especially if you have roommates or family members or neighbors or anyone else that can hear you while you're doing this. But it's just for a minute, and trust me, just smiling even will automatically tell your brain that you're in a good mood, and you'll just be in a better mood, especially after all that hard work. I feel like we deserve to laugh. So haha. And you know what, like I said in the beginning, it might be forced, but then it might just start to come naturally. And that's it for the laughter. I hope your spirits are already a bit lifted from that. And our step 4 is going to be to sit in easy pose still. So we're not changing the position of our legs, but we're going to be holding our hands in fists and bringing them up to our shoulders. And what our arms are going to be doing is basically punching the air, so back and forth like when you're boxing. So first we take a big inhale in, hold the breath, and then box the air, alternating arms for 3 minutes. So go ahead and take a big inhale in and begin. Hold the breath. Just so you know, you can exhale and then inhale deeply and get back to it, because I know that realistically holding the breath for 3 minutes straight isn't necessarily feasible. I had to take a couple of extra inhales here, punching away at any annoyance, any frustration. And what actually inspired me to do this particular Kriya was the fact that not only do I live in Italy in a place where I share my space with multiple people, though it is a big space, when I went back home to Miami, I also knew I was going to be sharing my space with several family members. There was about 12 of us, and whenever you have a large group of people like that living in the same house and sharing the same spaces for a certain period of time, you know, it's easy to get on each other's nerves or become impatient, because we're human beings and we all have our needs and our wants, and all of those are slightly different, and sometimes they clash, and ways of thinking, perspectives can be very different as well. And so it's important in these situations especially to be tolerant and to be patient and to realize that everyone is just doing their best, and usually people aren't trying to spite you or annoy you purposefully. Oftentimes they're just living their life. So this is a great Kriya to do if you happen to live with roommates or happen to live with anyone for that matter. And you know what? Even if you live by yourself, a lot of times we don't give ourselves grace and we're not tolerant of ourselves. For example, in my case, I had to find the tolerance within me to accept the fact that I did have to read from my Kriya manual, because I didn't have every single step memorized and I wanted to make sure it was precise and accurate. Because again, each step has its significance and its meaning. So this Kriya will also help you to find tolerance for yourself. Very important. Before you can be tolerant of others, you must be at peace with yourself. And you have about 10 more seconds here. Your arms may be feeling tired, but you're almost at the finish line with this step as well. And there you go. You can go ahead and rest your arms and get ready for the final step. So again, we're going to remain seated in easy pose. And on an inhale, we're going to arch our back forward, bringing our head and chest forward, our ribs kind of splaying out like when we're doing cat-cow, only seated. And in fact, on the exhale, we're going to be arching the opposite way, so kind of hunching over with our back. And then on the next inhale, we're going to be bringing our shoulders up towards our ears, and on an exhale, back down, like so. Again, this is what it looks like. We inhale, we come forward. We exhale, we go back. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, shoulders down. And we continue that cycle for 3 minutes. I'm starting my timer here. And you can go ahead and begin. So the suggested rhythm for this is about 5 complete cycles every 10 seconds. I know it's a bit hard to keep up with all the timing and the counting, but it's just to have an idea of how fast you should be going. And as a heads up, once the 3 minutes are over, we are going to take a big inhale in. We're going to exhale completely, and then we're going to apply Mula Bandha. So what that is basically pulling up from where your anus is, so at the base of the spine, and you're going to be contracting that area as if you were holding in pee when you have to go to the bathroom. So that's the sensation you want to have, kind of like Kegels. And we're going to be doing that at the end of these 3 minutes, because this lock retains in all the energy that we've created by these movements, by this breathing. You have about 2 more minutes left on the clock. Inhale, forward, exhale, back. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, shoulders down. And again, though there is a suggested timing and rhythm of 5 complete cycles every 10 seconds, don't feel like you have to imitate my rhythm, and just listen to what your body is calling you to, especially keeping maybe the mantra of tolerance, tolerance, tolerance in mind. About 1 more minute to go here. And I'm going to read the comments that come straight from the book regarding this Kriya. And it says, to obtain a strengthened sense of tolerance and humility, the navel area must be strengthened. This Kriya works on the abdominals, stimulating energy from the belly button to rise towards the higher centers to then integrate with the entire aura. It is an excellent preparation for meditation. 2 cycles of this Kriya will give you a good attunement on the physical plane. So you're welcome to repeat this Kriya a second time to get the full effects of it. And you've got about 10 more seconds here. And you've really been doing great, because this Kriya isn't necessarily an easy one, physically speaking. But now you can go ahead and take a big inhale in, stop with the movement, exhale completely, and then hold in that energy, applying Mula Bandha. So tightening the anus, pretending like you're holding in urine and just pulling up all that energy from the base of your spine up towards your belly button, and maybe imagining pulling it up even higher, holding the breath out. And then finally you can relax and just go back to your regular breathing. Let everything go. And just take a second here to sit and feel the effects of this Kriya. I hope that after having done this, you do feel more patient, more tolerant of yourself and of others. And as always, I thank you so much for having taken the time to watch this video and take this little class. And so, from my heart to yours, the divine in me recognizes the divine in you. Namaste.